Hey, what's up? This your girl KeyIce. Welcome to the Rap My Block show. This week, my co-host Grandmastar Bass Monstar was unable to be with me. I'm actually pre-recording the show before Saturday. Well, it's actually Saturday, but it's not Saturday the time that we normally have the show. But I do want to say thank y'all for tuning in always every Saturday. Make sure you keep your notifications turned on. But let's go ahead and get started. This week we had one special birthday that I wanted to mention, Janet Jackson. And I do have a picture. I want to bring her picture up real quick because she posted a really cute picture on her birthday. So I gotta rep the picture, you know what I'm saying? There we go. Shout out to Janet Jackson. Happy birthday, Janet. Um, she's legendary, from the legendary family, the Jackson family. And her mom's birthday was actually a few days ago as well. So happy birthday to Mrs. Jackson as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started into actual topics this week because there were quite a bit. There's a lot of stuff going on. Tons of stuff, y'all. Like, I actually got a little overwhelmed this week, honestly, trying to keep up with everything. But we'll go ahead and get to, the lighter topics. This one right here is a happy outcome. Mode 3, the late Dallas rapper slash singer, his estate has officially won their legal battle to claim the rights to all of his music. So there had been a case going on, and basically Ray Gene Ballin Jr., who's an audio technician and owner of Absolute Production Recording Studios, he basically had been asserting that he had copyright and ownership of Mo 3's music catalog, but the trial was one long, yeah, 1 week long, and so Mo 3's estate ended up winning, which means his family, they get to any music played from here on out. They're getting all of that money that is being accumulated from royalties and things like that. So congratulations to his family, to the estate of Mo 3. And that's, one thing, when y'all put out music, you got to make sure you just have everything in order because it is really difficult to get that later. But I'm really glad that there was a good outcome here in this situation for his family. Big X the Plug, another Dallas rapper, has also been trending this week because, first of all, a couple things. As you know, because last week we mentioned that he was trending because Beyonce had mentioned, well, not really mentioned him, but she has a part of her concert tour where she does like a intermission to one of his songs. But this week he was trending because he teamed up with one of the autism organizations, and it was the Autism Society of America, to show his support for autism. Now, Autism Awareness Month was last month, the month of April, but it's kind of just now circulating, even though, he had put something out, but it's like starting to trend more broadly now in the month of May. So he has a 6-year-old son who has autism, and he basically made a video showing his support of his son and then just expressing that he understands how it feels to be a parent of someone with autism. And he's also, in the past as well as present, just expressed the fact that parents need support too. Parents of autistic children need support as well, and that there are resources out there. But to also remind the parents, to be patient with your child, get to know your child, understand how your child operates, because every child on the autism spectrum is different. So I thought that was really cool of him to actually make a video in support of that, on behalf of the Autism Society of America. I personally have an autistic son, and yeah, there are a lot of different challenges, but definitely every child is different, and it's something that you can definitely work on as a family. It's really important. It was Mother's Day last weekend, and Little Wayne, unfortunately, he's not chilling for something good. I mean, it was really messy. I was like, whoa. And this happened on Mother's Day, y'all. But anyway, he has a long time relationship with model Denise Bedeau. And she posted two videos to her story on Instagram on Mother's Day, expressing that Lil Wayne broke up with her on Mother's Day via text message, and that he kicked her and her daughter out of his mansion, or the mansion that she felt like they shared together. So, she had said, she was still recovering from surgery. She could barely lift anything. And she was saying he had two other women flown in the same day, et cetera, et cetera. We have not heard anything from Lil Wayne about, what happened there. But she did have her daughter in one of the videos, and her daughter was like nodding her head, like, so it was a mess. A lot of people were in the comments with different opinions because this is something we posted on our Facebook page. And a lot of times when we post different stories, um, I like to kind of look at the comments, just to see what people were saying. So there were some people saying that maybe he found out that she didn't love him, da 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 da. These are viewers' opinions. And then we had some people saying, "Man, that's so sad. It happened on Mother's Day." So it's that was a really, to me, it kind of set the tone for the whole week, because this whole week has been crazy. So when that happened at the beginning of the week on Sunday, on Mother's Day, I was like, okay, this week is going to be really weird. And so it has been. So I like to start with actually, let's start with Tory Lanez, because Tory Lanez was stabbed 14 times on the prison courtyard. He's been in prison, and he was taken to the hospital for the stabbing. And it's been really crazy because later, come to find out, the guy that stabbed him was serving a murder sentence, like a life sentence. And supposedly, this is not supposedly, this actually happened, is that someone opened a GoFundMe page on behalf of the alleged attacker, and $2,500 has been raised so far of the $20,000 that that page is asking for, to fund that person's legal and medical costs. And people are outraged because they're like, what? What in the world is going on? Why are y'all trying to support the person that stabbed Tory? It's really crazy, but that's not it. Right after the stabbing, the day after the stabbing, Tory's legal team holds a press conference in LA, and they say that Megan Thee Stallion's ex-best friend Kelsey Harris's bodyguard has admitted that he overheard Kelsey saying that she shot Megan, not Tory. So everybody's jaws dropped. They're like, what? And then a lot of people are like, I told you so. I told you he wasn't guilty. Da, da, da. But then today, y'all, I saw a post Jason Lee shared, an alleged DM from Tory Lanez, where Tory had told him, he had wrote to him that he took the rap for Kelsey and he never wanted her to go to jail. I was like, what? So basically everybody is like, free Tory at this point. All of this stuff is alleged, so I'm just here to let y'all know what's been trending the past week. I'm not really here to express my personal opinion. However, I will say that it's just a lot going on around that whole situation. There's a whole lot going on around that whole situation. I did notice that Drake had showed support. He's been showing support on and off about Tory. So it's definitely something that's like it's major. Tory, my understanding at the very beginning, he was in critical condition. I do know that they're saying that he's doing better now. But I also saw that his Tory Lanez, one of his producers, his main producer, Coop Chardonnay, he had posted basically a page in support. I think it's like some type of fundraiser page. No, I'm sorry, not fundraiser page. Correction. He posted a page for a petition for people to sign. You can sign a petition in favor of getting Tory released. So that has been circulating, and we will drop that in the comments on Facebook if you're interested in signing that petition. And we'll also post that in the comments on YouTube as well. But yeah, y'all, that's a lot going on. And then, of course, we got Chris Brown. Unfortunately, Chris Brown was arrested in Manchester, UK. And this was basically right after he almost landed in UK. I think it was like 2 a.m. when he got arrested. And this is for allegedly assaulting a music producer in 2023 at a nightclub out there. So it wasn't in Manchester, but it was in the UK, different part of the UK. He was denied bond at this time, and it said that he has to stay in jail until June 13th, but his tour starts June 8th. That's what the current, by the time y'all see this show, I'm sure there might be another update because things have been happening so fast this whole week that's not even funny. But I do have a Chris Brown shirt on right now, repping Chris Brown. This shirt here is actually from one of his tours from some years back, actually. Let me fix my, okay. Let me show you the shirt better. But yeah, this is the shirt. And I would have to turn the shirt on the back because on the back it says, the dates of that tour and stuff. But I did attend his concert some years ago. But yeah, the main thing I have, because I actually filled in for Don Dada for the Freestyle Friday show this week. And I was able to speak on this subject with Sean of Straight Official Freestyles, the other co-host. And so one thing that he mentioned that I thought was really good to, bring over to my show was that, first of all, Chris Brown commends you for everything you've been doing. One thing that he did say that I was like, yeah, this is something artists should keep in mind was that, it's not verbatim. If you want to know verbatim, you should watch the Freestyle Friday show, hint, hint. So you can go back on our page and check that out and see what Sean actually said. But one thing in general, I'll summarize it. He was just basically saying, as an artist, you do kind of want to be a little bit more wary of your surroundings, especially when you're, out performing and things like that, because there are a lot of people that might be like looking for you to get in trouble. So always be on your best behavior wherever you go, stuff like that. Basically kind of, hang low type thing. And I do agree with that. Not to say anything against Chris or anything like that, but I will say, because I'm pretty sure that incident, supposedly what happened was the music producer is alleging that Chris Brown had hit him over the head with a tequila bottle, and things kind of escalated at that point for that incident. And this was in 2023, mind you. This was when he had his 11/11 tour going on. So he was actually at an event following that, one of his concerts during that time. And so I'm like, I would be like, yeah, I would go to the event if I was an artist and just, chill, be on chill mode, don't really drink nothing, just chill, you know what I'm saying? But in this case, we don't know what really happened at this point. We just know that this is an alleged thing that that this music producer is saying that happened. But I do have some good news to note, and that was that Chris Brown is nominated for three. Um, he's nominated for three 2025 BET Awards categories. He's been nominated for Album of the Year, Best Male R&B Pop Artist, and Viewers' Choice Award. So congratulations to him for that. And I actually should have started off with that news. I do apologize, but I know that y'all be wanting to know what's trending right away. You're like, oh, what's been trending? So I wanted to go ahead and let y'all know about that. But congratulations to him because he had a massive year. It was great success, and we always wish him much success. I do hope he is able to get released really soon so that he can proceed with his tour, because his tour is supposed to start June 8th, and they're supposedly saying he has to be in jail till June 13th. And so I'm like, that's not going to be good for his tour. He might have to go ahead and be rescheduling dates, but it's only May 17th today. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully he can get some good luck and get released in time so he can continue his rehearsals. DDG. Man, DDG, what you been doing? Oh, you know what? Actually, before I go to DDG, I do apologize. Let me go to because Bow Wow had posted in his story, he posted a video in support of Chris Brown. So let's check that out.
Yo, they got way too crazy. My anxiety started kicking in. I had to take a break. I'm going to the movies with my auntie. That's how I really got it. I ain't been to the movies in so long, so I'm really, really excited about this. On another note, free Breezy, free Breezy, free Breezy. I know we're going to yell it until that actually happens. It's an unfortunate situation. My man went over to Manchester to start rehearsal for the tour for the Breezy Bowl, and don't let my dog be great, but one thing I do know, he'll be out in no time. He'll be back doing what he do best. And like I said, man, my dog ain't bothering nobody, man. That man been out the media, out the press for a minute. You know what I mean? He just want to tour, please his fans, and take care of his kids. You know what I mean? Life is so simple. It really is. So shout out to my boy Brown. Hold your head. And we got you. You know what I mean? In Naptown tomorrow, Sunday Nashville. Get that shit in motion.
Yeah, so Bow Wow was showing his support. He's been on his concert tour, and Chris had joined him on his tour, and it's really unfortunate. I wanted just to mention, I did notice 803 Fresh's Boots on the Ground was playing in the background. That's what's up. That song is really skyrocketed ever since its release. But yeah, DDG. Let's talk about DDG real quick, because what's going on, DDG? I'm trying to wrap my head around everything. You know what I mean? Because there's been a lot of stuff going on with DDG apparently that hasn't really been talked about until recently. But for the most part, what's been going on with DDG? Let's start with him and Halle Bailey. They share a 16-month-old son, Halo. He's so cute. You know what I'm saying? It's an adorable little boy. But basically, she filed a restraining order and was granted a restraining order this week, alleging that he has been abusive with her a few times, and she also has temporary custody. So the other part of this is that, and I won't go into too much detail, but basically there's some photos circulating where allegedly he had hit her head on I believe a steering wheel of a car, and she got her tooth chipped. And I know there was another video I saw circulating where fans had went back and found that video where she was talking about going to the dentist, and she was saying basically how nervous she was going to the dentist, and she showed her chipped tooth. But again, it's all alleged. We have to say that court documents that were filed in LA alleged that he physically assaulted her during a January incident, and that's when he came to pick up their son. But they split up in October of last year. And so right now, she again has been granted custody of the son. It's like temporary custody until they get all of that worked out. There is a court date coming up, and the court date, I believe it's June 4th is what I had seen. But right as of right now, for the restraining order part of it, he's supposed to stay 100 yards away from her and Halo. So it's just, it's a big mess. I think that I want to pray for the whole situation, because that's co-parenting after a breakup. That's really always very difficult. You know what I mean? Especially if there's still feelings involved and things like that. There was another post where it was shown that she apparently had shown her bed, like a text message exchange between the two of them, where he had entered her home, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's crazy out here right now. And DDG, I just hope that, the whole situation, that y'all can try to mend this for your son and get right with whatever you're not right with, or whatever's going on. I don't know what's going on, but I do pray for the situation. And he's also been trending because he got into it with Soulja Boy and Ray J. And so what happened with that was, okay, this stuff is kind of long. It's kind of long. And it's just me today. So y'all probably, I don't want y'all to fall asleep, but at the same time, it's like, okay. And I'm not doing no sound effects today. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the other thing that happened was, with respect to DDG, him and Soulja Boy got into it because Soulja Boy basically called him out. He had posted a tweet on X, aka Twitter, talking about, you shouldn't have been doing this. You know what? I'm gonna actually read it. I'll read it so that y'all can actually know what it said. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a hot mess. So what Soulja Boy tweeted was, and mind you, he cusses a lot, so I'm gonna have to not say all of it. But he said, "You a B.A. Igga for putting your hands on Hallie, Lil Igga." And then he tagged him. And then he said, "If I catch you, I'm beating the F out of you." I was like, whoa. So yeah, he didn't hold back at all. Soulja Boy. That's from Soulja Boy, right? And so apparently Ray J, this was unrelated, but Ray J had been asking DDG to do a collab, live stream with him. But then something happened where DDG was like, "I'm not gonna live stream with you because you I don't know if he was ever planning to, but something happened between all of this where Ray J found out that DDG used a portion of Bobby Valentino's song, and he felt like he didn't know that he didn't get the copyright. So he was like basically letting Bobby Valentino know, because he was like, man, he didn't even know about the song. And so he didn't think that it was cleared. He didn't think it was properly cleared. But DDG later went on his live stream and said it was cleared. But let's go ahead and hear what DDG had to say about that. Let's check out that video.
Ray J was just asking to stream with me, and now he trying to call his homie to get me fucking copyrighted over a song. It's already cleared. No, you can't get a stream with me. Fuck ya. It's like so many niggas, bro. It's just niggas I ain't even really gotta address for real. These folks be on my meat, riding, trying to get on my wave. Both of them niggas trying to be streamers. No one's watching you. You will never get to my level, ever, in your life. Neither one of you niggas. Soulja Boy's begging for galaxies on TikTok as we speak. Galaxies.
So that's what DDG's response was, and this is now the timeline of everything's kind of, that's where it gets like, oh, you have to really be following and know the timeline of everything. But basically, as you heard, he he was just peed off, and he wasn't having none of it. I will say, because people were commenting on the part where he said, "You'll never get to my level," he was referring to streaming level. He feels like his streaming is at a point where they can't touch him. But people thought he was talking about the music. Mind you, he was also trending because he had mentioned, oh, this was some days ago, probably about over the weekend, maybe. Yeah, it was like over the weekend. 500 and something copies of his latest album sold. But then people zoned in on that 500 something copies because of what his comment was about it. He was basically saying that's not that bad type of thing. But ultimately, I think it was like 1,200 copies actually sold. So I do want to correct that because a lot of people are still stuck on that 500 something copies. But at that level, he has millions of followers. So people definitely were expecting way more album sales. But that didn't happen in this case. But he wasn't sweating that. But again, he did have issue with this whole streaming stuff. Ray J did comment about, what DDG had said about that, because he later went and said, and he made a post about this on his Instagram, basically, showing some love to DDG, giving him his props. But then he was also saying, I've been buying, because like when you do live streams on Twitch and things, once you're at a certain level, people can buy packages. They could buy, it's really weird, but it's basically a way of paying them, like tipping them, but they're also like collecting emojis, what have you, different emojis that they can use in the comments of the live stream. And so Ray J was like, I've been gifting you and all this stuff. And so he felt like it was disrespectful of DDG to say that after he's been showing love to him. And he's like, why can't you show the love back? And then later, Soldier Boy and Ray J, they went on a live stream on X, aka Twitter. And so they were talking about it, and they were saying, Soldier Boy, he never holds back, but Ray J was like, man, have me and you ever had a fallout or anything? Have we ever had an issue all these 20 plus years? And Soldier Boy was like, no, man, never, And so he dissed DDG some more. And after that, DDG, I saw a video, DDG and Bia, they are trolling Soldier Boy right now with one of DDG's new songs, but they're doing a Soldier Boy dance to it. And so I'm like, what? Y'all, it's really childish. I just wish that things would get better. I think DDG should definitely, just in general as a man, step back and just self-reflect a little bit, because when you have a pending restraining order and stuff, it's not good. It doesn't look good for you to be going back and forth with these other male celebrities right now. No type of conflict looks good. So I don't know if he's even thinking about that right now. And I think that is what he should be thinking about. But that's his life. He lives his own life. That's just my personal opinion. I will give my opinion on some things. So that's just what I want to say about that. Let's talk about the Diddy trial for a minute, because everybody, I'm just going to show myself for this one. But the Diddy trial, they started finding the actual I have a picture. Let me find a picture. I like to show the pictures to y'all. Did I take the picture down? Yeah. Picture's not up right now. Oh well. That's okay. Well, I like to usually show a picture when I'm talking on the topics. But let's put up a banner, because I don't like for y'all not to know what I'm talking about, especially if you don't enter. Here we go. Here's the banner. Okay. Diddy trial. So the selection of the jurors. started May 5th. The trial itself started May 12th, as far as the actual testimony. Cassie, who was the star witness, she went on the stand. The prosecution asked her some questions for 2 days. And then after that, on Thursday, the defense, they took over for the cross-examination. There's been so much stuff said. I'm not here to go into, there's certain pages / channels / blogs. Their duty, or what they made their duty to do, is to go through the trial in detail for y'all. I'm not here to do that because this is Rep My Block show. We just tell y'all what's been trending over the past week. So I just glaze over it a little bit just so y'all can, kind of dig into it a little bit if you weren't really knowing about it. So, a lot has been said. There is this one page. And so I do need to mention this one page because a lot of blog pages have been copying this page's content, right? Mind you, it's just like a screenshot of the Twitter, of the tweets. But I need to show y'all this particular page's post. I'm gonna talk on it, speak on it as I go. So I'm just pulling it up here. But this reporter, he's basically been live at the trial this whole week. And as they ask questions, as the lawyers ask questions and things, he speaks on it by tweeting on it, right? He'll tweet exactly what they're saying live at the trial. And so he takes sections of what they say and he'll tweet it. So basically the whole testimony is on his Twitter. He has the free tweets that he just gives out to the general public, and then he has other tweets that because he has a subscription service going on. He's trying to make some money at the same time, so he has a subscription service going on. But this particular reporter, his page is Inner City Press. And there was a tweet going around that some pages, there's somebody out there that's been kind of editing some of the stuff that he's been tweeting. So they're using his page's name, which is at Inner City Press, and they've been putting other text on the tweet that he did not actually write. So somebody let him know about it. R.E.P Media, they let him know about it. But okay, not this one. This is R.E.P Media. They're one of the ones that retweeted, this stuff. But they're not actually one of the ones, from what I saw, that was the originator. Nobody really knows. Only the originator knows who did it. But there's a tweet circulating, and there's probably other ones. I've seen some other false tweets, by the way. But from his page, there's one circulating in particular talking about how Nicki Minaj had Cassie reached out to Nicki Minaj for help, and Nicki Minaj kind of dismissed it, saying that stop complaining, this is just part of the game, type of thing. Mind you, he did not write that, so that's false. So I just want to highlight that. Out of all this week, that's the main one I want to highlight because that's not what happened. And he let everybody know. And so his statement here is saying, Inner City Press has been informed that a falsified post of its reporting has been circulating. The post below is not from Inner City Press, which is reporting right now what's said in the U.S. versus Sean Combs trial, which is not included the below. So he's basically saying Nicki Minaj did not say that, and y'all keep my name out your mouth. That's basically what he's saying. So I wanted to show y'all that because that's very important. In this particular trial, I feel like it's very important to be following reputable sources, preferably sources that are actually there at the trial. A member of the Breakfast Club, she's also been reporting on it. She's been able to go there as well. Mind you, the trial, they're not allowed to have photos or videos inside, but they're able to, write down notes and things of that nature. And they're able to sketch I know y'all seen some of the sketches that have came out. But yeah, it's really important to listen. You know, a lot of people are quick to just look at a little section of testimony and judge and run with it. So, depending on if you're more favoring Diddy, then you'll see certain testimony and run with that to, favoring Diddy. And then if you're more favoring what Cassie was saying, then you'll take portions of that and run with that. But I think it's really important to absorb all of the information before coming to a conclusion. I actually saw somebody this week saying that they already came to a conclusion about the trial, and I'm like, what? It just started. How can you come to a conclusion for all three charges already? Like, nah. I don't know why people do this stuff. But anyway, um, that's that. That's what I wanted to cover this week. I do want to give a big shout out to Lotto. She just released her latest song, Somebody, and it's a really cute song. I'm feeling the song. It's definitely Lotto vibe. She has her own kind of sound, and I do like that about her style as an artist. So big ups to her. Big ups to Rihanna. Rihanna just dropped. She actually is, I believe, was it New York Liberty? I want to say the WNBA. She's going to be doing her Fenty line. Is going to be doing some of the gear for. They're basically sponsoring the WNBA, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. I don't know why New York Liberty comes to mind though. I don't know. That's one of the teams that I kind of follow in the WNBA. That's probably why. But I'm not quite sure if her campaign mentioned that or anything with respect to WNBA. But that's major because not many big companies like that. Like she has $1 billion company or $1 billion empire. So not many sponsor that WNBA in that nature. So I thought that was really cool. Congratulations to her and to the WNBA. And then she also dropped a new song, Friend of Mine, and it's from the Smurfs movie. But guess who the producer is? One of the producers of that track is Elkin. If y'all not familiar with Elkin, he is the producer of Nokia, Drake's Nokia. So it's like, okay, Elkin, go ahead, boy, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, he's young and he's like fresh in the game. Nokia was something that was like, people thought that was like a one-hit wonder hit song, if that makes sense. But apparently was not, because he got a major one, a major one with Rihanna for the Smurfs movie for that Friend of Mine song. I did hear a little piece of the track. It's more like pop. It's definitely pop, but it's something I can hear vibing in different places. So be on the lookout for that. Check out the Smurfs movie. And congratulations to all of the graduates this summer. There are so many. My daughter is one of the graduates. Congratulations, baby girl. I'm so proud of you. And like, you're gonna be a star. You're already a star. Your light is gonna shine even brighter. I see a wonderful, bright future ahead for you. I'm so proud of you. And congratulations to all of my cousins. I have some cousins that graduated. Man, there's one graduated today, one graduate, and my brother graduates next week. Like, there's so many people graduating, y'all. Congratulations to my little brother. I'm proud of you as well, little bro. You know what I'm saying? Um, there's so much going on, y'all. Like, I'm so happy right now. And then on the entertainment side of things, I'm so conflicted because so much is going on. And it's like, whoa, I feel like left and right, they're trying to pull us like on all these different directions. And I'm like, why y'all, like, why, who's doing it and why are you doing it? I don't know. That's how I kind of feel. But I think it's just over, what do you call it? Overstimulation as far as like, oh, what's going on, but I don't know. I think it's just me. It might just be me. I think I had a long week because also, just working, period, just all week, just something, gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta do that. So I think that's just me. I'm sorry. I do that sometimes, y'all. But anyway, If you follow my show, make sure y'all turn on the notifications and subscribe. By the way, let me go ahead and show y'all. Get this up here. Tune in every Saturday. Tune in with us. Saturdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. My co-host Grandmastar Bass Monstar be with me. Today I'm by myself, and I kind of ramble when I'm by myself. So I like when he's here because he kind of helps keep me in check. Like, okay, let's go to the next topic. So I'm pretty sure I like kind of rambled on some of the topics today, but that's okay. But you can follow me on my platforms: IG, TikTok, and X, aka Twitter. I post different types of content on all those things. I'm not a content creator per se, not like that, but I do. I'm one of those people that's like, okay, I just post when I feel like posting. So my stuff is not scheduled or not like that on this page here. So yeah, whenever I feel like posting, I'll just drop something for y'all. But every Friday, make sure you checking out Freestyle Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Central with Don Dada and Sean of Shit Official Freestyles. Because they always got something special for y'all. They always got the hot freestyles. And here's their banner. If you want to submit music for their show, you just send your freestyle. We have a beat of the week every Monday. And so you just submit your freestyle to homebasepromo@gmail.com. Let us know where you're from. Let us know your IG handle so we can shout you out during the show and post it in the comments. But yeah, that's how you submit. You can go to homebasepromo.com, which is our website. If you don't remember all of that, just always just follow us. And our contact information is on all of our socials. So you can't say, oh, I didn't know how to send one. Nah, I'm not going to believe you. I'm not going to believe you. But yeah, really appreciate y'all. Hope you have a blessed one. Shout out to all my family members that tune into the show, all my friends that tune into the show, all of my business colleagues that tune into the show. Much love to y'all and peace.